How should you handle null values for features in your backtest? My name's Dave Mabe. I've been trading 25 plus strategies every day for the last 20 years. This question came up from a trader I'm working with at S&B Capital, and it's a pretty common scenario and it's a good one to think about. So, you think about all the columns you have. Some of them are going to have null values. For example, a 200-day moving average for a stock that's recently IPO'd. It's not going to have the history, so it's going to be null for that value. Now, the question is, how do you handle this? There's a couple different ways to do it. One is you can just require that a certain column have a certain percentage of values filled in. So it needs to have at least X% of values not null. And you can include those in your backtest and exclude anything else. That's a perfectly valid approach. Another approach you can think of is, depending on the column, it may be telling you something, and it may be an opportunity there to see exactly the set that is null for that value. So for example, let's say you have pre-market volume. Maybe there's some where the pre-market volume is none, or you have a ratio of pre-market volume divided by average daily volume. So you can see how much volume is being done. If there's no volume, then that value is going to be null. It's going to be infinite, right? What you could do is look at just that subset, the ones where that value is null, and treat that as a separate set in your backtest. A lot of times you'll find that you should be lumping those in with the values that aren't null, or you can handle those differently somehow. Exclude those specifically and optimize on the remainder of that column. So there's lots of different ways to do this, and it's good that you think about, it's good to have a plan for these. And notice the ones that are null. A lot of times it points to an error in your code, or some stocks sneaking into your backtest that you didn't realize could, and you should be excluding those. So it's a good thing to look at and keep an eye on these and think about how you can use null values potentially to your advantage. Great question. Talk to you next time.